are now listening to Lauer Road Radio.
Hey, welcome one and all to the #1 podcast, winter, spring, and fall. Talking sports for the thrill of it all. Hey, talking life, but we're killing it all. Jason and Dan with the master plan. These are dangerous men with the mic in the hand. Bonafide winners everywhere that we go. You're a part of the team.
Lauer Radio.
Dad light, thug light, bright lights in sight. All right. Dad light, thug light, bright lights in sight. All right. Yeah. Dad light, thug light, bright lights in sight. All right. Bonafide winners everywhere that we go. You're a part of the team.
Lauer Radio.
Let's get it.
What?
At Tanagra, when the walls fell, this is Dan Owings coming at you another time for Lauer Road Radio, live from Daffy Down Studios. Go to daffydown.com with my co-host, as always, Jason.
Yep.
Jesse here.
Oh, yeah.
Doing Jesse stuff. Preston is the czar of information.
He's watching Brokeback Mountain over
Watching
here.
Brokeback Mountain.
You know me.
Uh-huh. He runs a couple of Reddits for Brokeback.
Follow
And
the Brokebackers.
It's too quick. Too quick.
That's the
I'm
song.
totally kidding, guys. It was a joke.
Do not go to Brokebackers. Make sure you keep your phone on grayscale for that one, because there's a lot going on.
And Stella's on the 1 zeros. So, yep, there it is.
That's it.
I just thought I'd get comfortable today, you know?
Yeah.
I'm just
afraid there's gonna be a lot of additional noise going on.
I'm a professional, okay? I'm not like Dave Caminiti. I know what I'm doing.
That is still the biggest letdown of anything we've ever done.
Before we ever have someone on that we've never had on before,
I give him a
you
speech.
have a very stressful tone in your voice. And what makes it stressful is I know you.
Yeah.
You're trying to sound calm.
Yeah.
And the calmer you try and sound,
I get angry.
you get angry.
This is what you need
You
to
get
do.
pre-angry for something that they haven't done. And
Well, I think it's funny. I gave Dave Landau the speech.
yeah, you even gave Dave the speech.
And
Dave's like, I'm a professional comedian.
He's a professional
my
comedian.
whole life.
He holds
He's like,
microphones
all I
every
do is
night.
hold-
This
But
is what I do for a living.
But Dave,
Let me explain to you how a microphone works, okay?
I don't think I'm not saying it right. So Dave,
And can you
Kimmel-
hear yourself? Because that's important.
That's important, Dave.
But he's also a podcaster, so he should know this.
He should have needed to know. I think what you told Dave before we started is these are not nice microphones.
Yeah.
I think you're used to probably expensive stuff.
Yes.
These we got at Kmart.
That might
say
be
that, yeah.
verbatim.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but when Dave Caminiti, professional musician,
Yeah. Very good.
he knows his stuff. I remember. We had a discussion. You're like, I don't even think we needed to talk to Dave about mic etiquette.
Of
And
all the people,
the
Dave
whole
should know,
time,
yeah. And
Dave-
and we were in his studio.
We were in his studio. We're on his home turf. Come on, man.
Yeah.
The whole time there was he was like here. There was somebody else over there, and whenever he would talk, he was turning his head this way, and he would be completely. And I would watch you wiggle in your chair, like just with rage.
Yeah.
Just so mad at
just
Dave.
praying that you could do some post-production magic.
I did. It took me a while. So I'm just anchoring it on the belly here, and I'm just gonna go,
Okay.
for a while until I don't.
I mean,
wanna
you
do
can take
this
it out of
anymore.
the stand. You don't have to just.
You think that's the way to go?
I don't know. I just feel like that's.
I feel like this is better.
Okay.
I feel like I'm gonna make less noise doing this.
Okay. I just didn't want to encourage Jesse doing it.
No, we don't want to encourage Jesse.
I was just getting ready to ask if I could anchor mine on my belly.
You need a shorter stand.
No stand at all. It just sits on my shelf.
Man, I just had a great joke, but I just can't.
Like where it's going to rest?
It was a Brokeback Mountain joke.
Okay.
Jason, how you doing today?
I'm doing good. We got some X stuff.
Ooh.
Gotta love it.
The Twitters.
The Twitterverse.
We're going pretty
They
strong
love
on the
us.
Twitters. They love us on the
Elon
Twitters.
Musk, big fan.
Yeah. So quick shout out to Silly Spaces.
All right, what is Silly Spaces? You guys were talking about that before.
Yeah, okay,
and it
so-
was nonsense to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it
Because
is.
you're not on it. It is nonsense. So every Sunday, 4:00 Eastern, I do Scuttlebutt Sunday with Carol.
Oh, speaking of Carol,
Yeah.
I was on our page on the Apple podcast,
Okay.
and it suggested her podcast.
Oh.
So I clicked on it to give her a review.
Yeah.
So I gave her 5 stars. And I've never listened to her show.
Yeah.
So I felt bad about
Did you
that.
write something?
I did write something.
What'd you write?
I said my favorite part is when she does the co-hosting shows with Maple Story.
Oh, okay.
So,
yeah,
and
she's
I
going
just-
to love that. Yeah.
And I just thought that eventually
She's not gonna appreciate that.
would get back to you.
No.
I didn't appreciate it when you did it to our show. So, do you want to tell the Maple Story show? Do you know Maple Story?
I think you told it once, but I
yeah,
probably wasn't
when
listening.
we first started, I was terrified because like there was 3 listeners, and it's like we're never going to make it. Like we need more people.
It often felt that way.
It felt that way.
And still, we don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know.
Well, we got more than 3 Twitter followers. So
We've
that's
been
good.
told we're 3 feet from gold.
Yeah, for many years.
Mm-hmm.
So, but we're just digging in the wrong direction. We've been 3 feet this way forever.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, I thought maybe we should boost our Apple cred.
So you
street cred.
hired some dudes from Bangladesh.
I hired some dudes from Bangladesh. So for
Mm-hmm.
$5, I got like 30 reviews.
and they were just supposed to be generic. Love the
Generic.
show.
Yeah.
I listen every week.
Right.
But different.
Yeah, yeah.
So
yeah,
it didn't look like the same thing.
All 5 stars.
Yeah.
Very broken English.
Very broken English.
The
yeah.
English was broken, and many of them
They said I love Maple Story.
were talking about the Maple Story podcast.
The Maple Story, and they love the fish slapping.
Yes.
That was part of it too. And so I think there was some type of translator because Lauer Road and Maple Story. I thought maybe in a translator it came up.
Yeah.
You
If
know.
you transliterate Lauer Road
With Filippini.
yeah, it
then,
turns
yeah.
out as Maple Story. I think that's what happened.
Yeah,
so,
I don't know. So, anyways,
yeah.
So Carol, what did I say?
You said that you were explaining silly spots to
yeah.
me.
No, not silly spots.
Is that a thing?
No, it's a whole different thing.
Oh,
Don't
okay.
do that. The Colonel's going to love that. So
Don't search Maple Story in Apple Podcasts.
Oh, is
Now.
it bad?
Well, the description.
Is
Yeah.
there a Maple Story podcast?
Are we-
Yeah, so there's an episode titled Maple Story by the Zillennial Nostalgia Cast.
do we want to know? Is this PG?
No.
It's like
no.
hard PG-13.
Okay.
It's
All right, we'll pass. We'll
Okay,
pass.
okay,
We'll
I'll show
pass.
you
Just-
afterwards.
People
What you're-
can search for it.
Search for it in your podcast.
Apparently, you
No,
can
don't
search.
search for it.
Don't
Search for Lauer Road Radio. I just thought Maple Story is made up. Now I feel really bad. I'll go back and edit my review.
Sorry, Carol.
Sorry. I thought I was making a funny joke.
Turns out it's a hard PG-13.
I might listen to this one.
So
Download. Okay.
funny
Yeah,
spaces.
no, stop. Okay. So every Sunday at 4 o'clock, I do a joint space on Twitter with Carol called Scuttlebutt Sunday.
Joint.
Joint. We smoke a joint. We talk about the news of the day, and it's an hour. People, you can get in, you can get out. Well, 2 knuckleheads thought that they could jump in on the action, as you were. They're going to harvest our group of people.
Okay.
So Blob Boy and the Colonel.
Listen, I love Blob Boy and
I
the
love
Colonel.
Colonel Angus.
Yeah. So Blob Boy and Colonel started a spot called Silly Spaces.
Uh-huh.
And on Silly, it starts 10 minutes after Scuttlebutt.
Yeah.
So ours starts at 4. They start at 5:10.
Yeah.
Loosely. Sometimes it's 5:15, 5:20.
We can't expect the professionalism from them
No,
that we
of
have
course not.
established.
So for the last couple weeks, they've been co-hosting, and they've invited me to co-host. I'm not sure that's a great idea.
Quite a move on their part.
Yeah. So as it turns out, it gets pretty silly. And I would say it's way past a PG-13.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and a hard R.
They'll probably be.
It's a hard R.
They'll probably be bigger than us one day.
I'm sure they already are.
They're rocketing the charts.
I'm trying to harvest people back.
Get it?
It's
I get it.
it's a war basically.
Yeah.
We're harvesting the same group of people.
So, do we have questions from?
Oh
Twitter?
yeah, I'm sorry.
No, that's
what
fine.
you were asking about silly spaces.
Well, now I know.
Don't Google silly spot. That's something different.
Or many of the other things apparently we've said today.
Don't Google anything that we talk about.
I will say anything that I say that's naughty is
unintentional.
It's unintentional.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
You of all
so
people. Now he says naughty things to kind of
Some
poke
people
at you.
might think it's a shtick. It's
No.
not a shtick.
You're pretty innocent.
And I like it that way. I'm like Pope Innocent III, who ironically was not innocent. It's kind of
He was
kind of a
douche.
bad guy.
Bad dude.
Yeah, not one of the Mount Rushmore popes. He's not on the list. Well, maybe because he's iconic. We'll do the Mount Rushmore popes another day.
Okay. We need a Catholic guest on for that one.
I'd love a Catholic guest.
Do we know any Catholics?
What's
I bet Ray
Unfortunately.
Grogan is Catholic.
I was wondering if Ray Grogan, he's East Coast guy, you know.
He seems like a Catholic.
he puts off Catholic vibes. He's got a lot. Seems like he's got Catholic guilt, you know.
Oh yeah.
He seems riddled with Catholic
Yeah,
guilt.
yeah.
That's why he's chosen to help the public.
to prosecute other people.
Yeah,
Yeah. He's ridding himself of it.
he will regret that one day. It won't get rid of the Catholic guilt, Ray.
It only makes it worse.
Put as many guys behind bars as you can. It's not going to get rid of that Catholic guilt.
Well, here in Marion, put them all away, please.
All the Catholics.
Yes.
I'm in agreement, man. Half my family's
Listen,
Catholic, so
I'm a
yes.
pro-Catholic, non-Catholic. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm for it. I like the Catholics. Many wonderful people.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan. We
You
could
know,
do the Mount Rushmore of Catholics.
Listen, there's
Mother Teresa.
Yeah.
She's on the list.
Yeah, of course.
That movie that Mark Wahlberg was in seems like he might make the list.
Yeah.
Boondock Saints?
Sure.
I think they were Irish Catholic.
And LeBron James, because he played for Catholic high school,
St. Mary's.
St. Mary's.
That's
So
it.
there it is. LeBron James, Mount Rushmore of Catholics.
LeBron James.
LeBron James.
Boondock Saints.
Boondock Saints. The dude that Mark Wahlberg played in that one movie. And Mother Teresa.
That's it.
I'd find it hard to argue with that list.
It's
Who could?
It's rock solid.
Who could?
We don't have any popes on the Catholic list.
Well, are they even Catholic? Or are they kind of above the
They're
system?
deity.
Partially.
Are they? They're
what they say.
demigods.
They're like 1 foot in, 1 foot out. They're like Thor is.
Yeah.
Basically, they're like Thor.
They're demigods.
Some of them are like Loki.
Yeah. Probably most of them. Yeah. Anyways. Twitter.
Yeah.
Couple things. So let's start with Carol.
All right. Sorry,
Oh.
Carol, once again. I'm going to fix my review.
She wants to know how everybody's resolutions are going for this year. Did you set any?
Well, I did some early resolutions. You know, my resolution started in November because I was like, I got this race that I'm doing and I don't want to die on the race. So I started in November and so far so good. I still haven't had sugar. It's been over 2 months and my phone's still on grayscale. And I've lost, in the last 2 months, I've lost about 15 pounds.
Okay.
So I'm feeling pretty good. So my resolution's rock solid. We made a New Year's resolution, Erica and I, to in the month of January to not watch television.
How's that working out for
Well,
you?
we have a TV, you know, and
And it's always on.
it's just there.
Yeah.
And so early in the month, I was like, we're not talking about like ambient world stuff, right? Like I can put on an ambient world
Of
while I'm
course.
reading a book.
That's
She's
not
like,
TV.
Fine. Yeah, that's just you just listening to music.
Next thing you know,
Oh, by
there's
the way-
Mark Wahlberg without a shirt on.
Like, what are that? That's a weird ambient world. I had an idea.
It's raining. He's
Mark
flexing.
Wahlberg just like promenading you.
Blowing kisses.
Hey guys, like it's really great in here.
You could work on that. You're not there, but you're close.
It's close.
It's
It's my first time ever.
no, it was
so-
okay. It's probably going to be the best it ever was.
Yeah.
But I had an idea. We should do a Lauer Road Radio ambient worlds
Oh.
of us
Dude, yeah.
just in here and just kind of background noise, and we kind of like laughing sometimes, but
Yeah.
you can't really hear what we're saying.
Yeah.
And with Dave's music in the background,
I like it.
it's not a bad idea.
How long do we have to sit here? Like 3 hours?
Yeah,
Yeah.
3 hours.
Okay. We'll do like a corner camera.
Yeah.
And one microphone in the
And
middle
we'll
of the
just
room.
kind of have our laptops, or we could just do whatever we need to do. You work on the show, I can work on the show, or whatever on
Yeah.
the laptops, and it's just like an ambient world Lauer radio
We should really do that.
with Dave's music on in the background,
I'm
and
just farting
Mike's
on Preston.
Mike's super low,
Yeah.
not loud, so that we can talk. You can tell we're talking, but you don't know what we're saying.
I actually love this idea.
I had this idea this week, and it's a good idea. So anyway, I asked Erica.
Well,
This is
ambient worlds
ambient
doesn't
worlds, and
matter.
she's like, "Yeah, absolutely, it doesn't matter." And then this, like, because YouTube, it automatically
Yeah.
picks something you want, and YouTube was like, "We don't think you want to watch ambient worlds. We think you're putting this on because you made some sort of resolution,
Yeah.
and we don't think you want to keep it." So it was like a documentary. No. I turned on a educational thing It was like a
that doesn't
workout
count
thing.
either.
It doesn't count. It was like there's like a workout thing. I had a question about like running and fasting or something.
So it's basically like Googling something.
I was like Googling something, but instead of on my phone, I just wanted to watch it. I'm like, this doesn't count, right? And she's like, that doesn't count. And what?
She was looking for a cooking recipe.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
and then all of a sudden, Rachel Ray's on the television. And
you can't stop there.
you can't stop there. Once Rachel Ray's on the TV, then you're gonna let the party go. You know. What quote unquote doesn't count has grown a little bit.
No, I got you.
I'm not gonna lie. But we've done okay. So
Documentaries are on the line.
I would say, Carol, if you want to know how my TV resolution's going, I would say I'm at about like I don't know, on a 5-star rating, we're like at a 1.5 star. We're holding on. We're not at 0.
But
we haven't watched Frasier yet, and I really wanted to watch Frasier last
But
night.
the eating, the sugar, the grayscale, you're 10 out of 10.
Knocking it out of the park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't set any resolutions. My goal long term is just to be under 200,
Okay.
like forever. Mm-hmm. So when you get to about 210, you're going to need to tell me.
Okay. Yeah.
So that I can,
I assumed that was the case.
once you get to that point, I'm going to kick it in.
Yeah, I figured you would.
Yeah, but I mean, you're bigger than me, so I don't need to.
I currently am.
Yeah.
My goal is I'd love by the race, which is in 107 days. I'd love by the race to have lost another 15 to 20 pounds.
How long is the race?
13.1 miles.
That time. I'm sorry. How long will it take you to run?
That's an excellent question, Jason. It's probably gonna. This is embarrassing. It's probably gonna take me.
Yeah.
It might take me 2.5 hours, depending. I might be closer to 210 to 215 if I can do it.
That's fine. I just wanted a ballpark. We should strap a GoPro to you,
We can do that.
and then that could be on.
That's not a bad ambient world.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Why did I do this?
There'll be a lot of that, a lot of crying.
Vomiting.
We can make it a Lauer Radio thing if you want to find a way to.
Yeah. Can I get like on a hoverboard or something and go backwards and film you the whole
Sure,
time?
you can set my pace.
Yeah.
Can the hoverboard go 4 miles an hour?
I would break my leg on one of those.
You would.
Yeah.
You hear Dan, who's gonna carry the boat?
So David Goggins. You don't know David
I don't know
Goggins.
what that
All right.
is. So Carol also wants to know, who is Pat McAfee?
Oh,
So have you seen this story
yeah.
recently?
Yeah,
Didn't I mention Pat McAfee?
You
last-
did, which
We
is
talked,
weird.
yeah.
Yeah.
that's probably why she asked.
That's probably why she asked. So, but he's in a news story just
Yeah.
recently. He had Aaron Rodgers on his show. Aaron Rodgers was bashing Jimmy Kimmel about Epstein Island,
Oh, okay.
and
Well,
so it was going back and forth.
and he deserves it.
And Jimmy Kimmel's like
Well,
Jimmy Epstein,
Same thing.
Sorry.
Pretty close to the guy. huh?
Freudian slip.
Okay.
So Jimmy Kimmel
Yeah.
said, I have nothing to do with that.
Jimmy Kimmel is such a.
I agree.
I'm so done with him. I
Yeah.
used to like him. He used to be funny.
well,
When he was on the Man Show.
When he did that episode where they were trying to end women's suffrage, do you remember that?
Yeah.
And they got signatures. That was fantastic.
See, isn't women's suffrage just terrible? And these women are like, yeah.
And they signed resolutions.
here.
Anyway,
so
Pat McAfee.
right, had him on his podcast, which is a huge podcast.
So Aaron Rodgers is making fun of or criticizing
Yeah.
Jimmy Kimmel on Pat McAfee. I like
Right.
this. This
Yeah,
is good.
no, it was really good. And so Pat McAfee said, okay, we're never going to have Aaron Rodgers on again. This crossed the line.
Oh, really?
Today, the day after, had him on.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Pat McAfee's funny.
Well, okay, so there's more to that story too. So Pat McAfee came out. So Pat McAfee's sports podcast was like by far the biggest sports podcast
He's
in the
huge.
world.
Yeah.
So ESPN
Is he an ex-athlete or something?
Yeah, he was a
kicker.
punter for the Colts.
Yeah.
The kicker and punter for the Colts when Peyton Manning played.
He's funny.
He was kind of jacked.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
for,
yeah,
for
yeah,
a kicker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
On his podcast, he wears a tank top.
Yeah.
I'm more of a Sebastian Janikowski guy.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's the 63-yard boot, right? Yeah. But so ESPN picks him up, and they know he's kind of a rogue.
Hey,
He
they
says some
once
stuff.
hired Rush Limbaugh. So
That's true.
Well, one of the main executives at ESPN basically was like, you can't have Aaron Rodgers on, and it's rumored that exec was releasing false ratings numbers to try to hurt Pat McAfee's show,
Yeah.
and all of this. And so Pat McAfee, after the Aaron Rodgers thing, the first thing, basically on his show said there's an executive and named him and said he's trying to throttle our show.
he named names.
He named a name.
Okay.
And it's apparently a pretty big name in that circle. And so
Like-
there's this whole thing.
Like Sebastian Janikowski.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot of letters
That's a
in that
big
name.
name.
You can't Scrabble that one. There's not
I've
enough.
tried.
O before W. But so Pat McAfee is like right now feuding with the place that employs him.
I love it.
Very
I love
publicly.
Pat, come on the show.
Yeah.
We'd love to have you on.
Yeah.
We can talk about whatever it is.
We would have to make our that show rated R
Oh, is he?
for language.
He likes the colorful
He likes the
language.
colorful language.
We could beep it out. It
Or-
doesn't offend
yeah,
me.
Or just put a little E by the episode.
We could talk about it.
That's why we can never have the Colonel on.
Listen, kids listen to this
Angus?
show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Children listen to this show.
I know they do.
So
yeah.
and we
unfortunate.
can't, and we want those children to continue to listen to us.
Yeah.
Do
'Cause
we?
fingers crossed, one day they're going to grow up and be millionaires, Jesse.
Yeah.
And then they'll be our sponsor. That's the long-term plan.
Yeah.
20 years from now, this is all going to pay off, guys.
Yeah.
So,
We've got future millionaires in the audience.
definitely.
Yeah.
If you
Okay.
have any current, write into the show if you're a current millionaire.
And want to sponsor the show.
Yeah.
What's next?
Okay. Giblets.
All right.
He submitted a question a while back, and I think we had tackled this one other time. But in general, he said, if you could time travel, would you prefer to go forward or backwards?
So I can come back,
Yeah, I'm assuming you'd come back.
but it's a one-trip situation. I get to put one time period in, and that's it.
Yeah.
And all I got to say is forward or backwards?
Yeah.
Backwards.
Yeah.
I think so, too.
Yeah.
I think it's also
Yup.
backwards. I
The-
figured the future we'll get to it when we get to it.
Where
Yeah.
do you go in your? I assume it's not just. I assume it's time and space travel that I can say like Paris 1925.
Yeah.
Okay.
This sounds dorky, but I would love to see Babe Ruth play baseball. Like, I think that would be so cool.
Yeah.
You know,
1927.
I mean, you could see Jesus' Sermon on
Bronx.
the Mount or Babe Ruth in the Bronx. Come on, Babe Ruth in
Listen,
the Bronx.
I'm not going back that far. I'm going back like 09.
Buy some Bitcoin.
Buy Bitcoin.
Yeah.
100%. I'm going back and I'm buying a couple $1,000s in Bitcoin. A couple of decisions I made in 2010 that weren't great. And so I'd probably undo those.
Like the tattoos.
No.
Oh, sorry.
I love my tattoos.
We do too, Jesse.
Good. But no, it's Bitcoin, man.
Okay.
Okay, so
Anything else?
it's Jasper wants to know: is this a sweepstakes?
Wait a minute. The Jasper?
The Jasper Jennings.
Y'all recording this week?
that
What
guy.
time?
Okay. I like Jasper.
The sweepstakes.
Yeah, I said questions or comments for the show. It's like, is this a sweepstakes?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said, yeah, you
Sure.
won.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, Jason. This week, I think it was this week, man set the world record. An Indian man,
Gandhi or Sitting Bull?
Gandhi, set the world record. It was the punching marathon record.
Oh.
How? And so, first of all, I'm going to explain the rules to you. And
Number
then
of punches in a minute.
I'm going to explain the rules to you,
Okay.
and then you're going to tell me what you think he did.
Okay.
Breaking this world record is a grueling test of stamina. The rules require the challenger to throw a punch at least once every 2 seconds for the entire duration of the attempt. And after each strike of the bag, the arm must return to its original position. As with all longest marathon records, after every continuous hour of activity, the challenger is permitted a 5-minute rest break, which can be accumulated if not taken straight away. Only during these breaks could Sidhu eat, sleep, or use the bathroom. So we're talking an hour number. Okay, how many hours do you think he, with that rule, once every 2 seconds, and it had to come back? The fist has to come back.
Is there any force required, or can he just touch the bag?
I mean, it's just like, you
Yeah.
know, yeah.
so he's not like really.
He doesn't have to wail on it. No.
Okay. I'm gonna say 38 hours.
38 hours. Guess.
6.
That's a grueling thing
Yeah.
that he's doing. when you
After
think about
1
it.
hour, you're feeling it.
Yeah. Preston,
42.
42.
Wow.
Stella, she's listening to another podcast. 55 hours.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's impressive, isn't it?
Now, the bathroom thing. Could he go to the bathroom while still punching?
Yes.
yeah, if you wanted to.
So you just-
I
Well,
So-
I also thought, can
can
you
you
eat? Yeah.
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 Well, I mean, you can punch with one hand and eat with the other hand.
Can you
Just,
switch hands, or is it
hot
just the
dog.
same hand?
No, you can.
Oh.
Yeah, you can switch hands. That's fine.
Oh.
Oh, because that would be brutal if it's just the same arm.
No, I think
okay.
you
Would
can
you
switch hands.
do?
But
Would
I
you
mean,
do?
at some point, it's just standing up. It's just exerting energy is
Yeah.
going to be exhausting.
Would you do one arm until you couldn't do it anymore?
Yeah,
and then
that's
the other
what I
arm?
would do.
Yeah,
Yeah,
You want to
yeah.
alternate.
I would, and then I'd rest the arm.
Yeah.
And that's what I would do. I would shake it like that. That's how I would do it. Yeah. But either way, 55 hours, very
It's
impressive.
impressive. Would you just go as far as you could go, accumulate all of your breaks?
Yeah, I'd build my breaks as much as possible.
We can get like 2 hours of breaks.
Yeah, that's
And then
that's-
take a nap.
That's the dream. Still 55 hours.
Yeah.
You're not really going to be able to sleep that much. So you could
Listen, I can nap pretty hard in 2 hours.
I took a fat nap today, like a 20-minute fat nap.
20
Like
minutes equals a fat nap?
No, I don't know what a fat
It's-
nap means.
it's a
It's
depth.
something the kids are saying it.
yeah.
But
the kids
Cap.
but it was like
drip.
I had 25 minutes before I had to be somewhere, and I told Erica, I said, wake me up in 25 minutes. And I sat down in my chair in my bedroom, and I took this hood. I had this
Yeah.
hood, and I put it over my eyes, and I leaned back, and I put a blanket on, and I just like hands in pockets,
Yeah.
and I was out.
Yeah.
I think in 30 seconds,
Yeah.
and I was in another world. And when she woke me up, I didn't know where I was,
Yeah.
who I was.
That's
I
a
was like,
great
"Who
nap."
are you?" So it was great.
Yeah. I appreciate a quick, heavy nap.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't like naps. I hate naps. I loathe naps.
I'm a big
I
napper.
love for a nap. I love.
I would
I-
nap every day if I could.
I never feel better after a nap.
oh, I always feel
I'm
better
always
after
ready to
a nap.
get just.
Sometimes I'll take a nap that does not agree with me, but more often than not, I wake up from a nap. I'm like, this was amazing. When can I do this again?
The worst for me is if I nap like Saturday at like 4 o'clock, and I wake up and
Yeah.
it's dark, and I don't know if I slept all night. Is it 2 a.m? That's the worst.
Yeah. What I don't like is when I have a few hours to take a nap and then it keeps on getting interrupted. That's no good. I don't mind a 15-minute nap if I know going into it I got 15 minutes. Have you ever
Yeah.
heard of a nappuccino?
No.
That's a thing. A nappuccino is so it takes something like I'm going to get this number wrong, but it takes something like 18 minutes from drinking caffeine before it hits your system. And so the idea is you take a double shot of espresso, just down it.
Right
Bam.
before you sleep.
Right before you sleep. And then you sit down and you take an 18-minute nap, essentially.
And you wake up.
And then when you wake up, not only are you rested from the little nap, but all of a sudden you have caffeine just coursing through your veins.
Yeah.
I've done it, but I've not successfully done it
'Cause
because I
you're
was
amped up
so
already.
excited. It's like, I can't wait to wake up and have so much energy. And I just was not able to do it.
I imagine that you wake up because you have to poop from drinking the cappuccino. It has nothing to do with the caffeine. It's just like you wake up.
It
Gotta
does.
go to the bathroom.
It does exercise the gaskets.
You
as
have
they
an
say.
18-minute window, one way or the other.
Yep.
One way or the other.
Yeah. Yeah.
And sometimes you got to go out a window. Have you ever gone out a window?
I've never gone out a window. Have you? You were in Haiti. Did you ever do any weird pooping in Haiti?
That's the only kind of pooping. There's no normal poops
In
there.
Haiti.
It's all like, what the heck is this? So yeah, I did a lot of that.
Ever pooped in the ocean?
I don't think so.
Well, pooped in water.
Like just
Not as a baby. I mean, we all poop in water as a baby.
sure.
Just did it last week.
You pooped in the ocean?
Yeah, I pooped in the ocean.
Have you pooped in the ocean, Jesse?
No. My poop stories are not very abnormal.
I've never sure.
I feel it's a lie.
I've never been in the ocean without peeing, but I've never pooped in the ocean. No.
It does when you're peeing in the ocean. It takes a little bit to
Yeah.
get it going. You're like, "Ugh," you're trying. Your brain's telling you no, but you're like, yes, brain, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I do have a thing about the waffle stomp from last episode. we
People
talked
were
about.
loving the waffle stuff.
Listen,
I almost named the episode Waffle Stomp, but I just couldn't bring myself
Shut
to
up.
do it.
I mean, on Twitter, it was blowing up on Twitter.
Oh, well, so I went to the AI program that helped me write a pocket full of loose soup. I thought, man, I'm going to get a banger out of the waffle stomp set to the tune of the Monster Mash.
Come on. It
The
writes
waffle
itself.
Stomp. I mean, it's great. And AI told me it would not do it.
What?
Yeah, so we're going to have to be creative.
AI
and
could
actually
be a
do
bit
it
of a
ourselves.
prude,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Well, we can write it.
Yeah.
All right, do you got anything else, Jason? What's next?
I mean, I've got
I have
other
another
stuff.
nap thing. I have another sleeping thing. We can stay on
Let's
that.
let's do the sleeping thing.
Okay.
I've got one thing I do want to do tonight.
Okay. We'll have time. What is the best/worst? Okay. What is the best and worst amount of time before your alarm to wake up.
Oh, this happens to me every day.
Okay, so there's a window.
Yeah.
So you wake up, for instance, 4 hours before your alarm goes off.
That's
no big
the
deal.
worst.
No, I don't. For me, that's like I go pee, I go back to bed, I go to sleep. I got plenty of time.
Yeah.
I wake up 5 minutes before my alarm goes off. It's like, okay. I'm getting up in 5 minutes anyway. It doesn't really bother me.
Yeah.
Right? Like those two extremes don't really bother me.
Right.
The closer you get, there's a pocket. There's a worst time.
See, my 4 hour thing, I'll get up, use the bathroom, come back. I start counting how much sleep I have left.
Yeah.
I hate
And then
that.
your brain is wide awake.
Yeah, I hate that.
I just don't lose my sleep. I just try to hold on to my
Sleepwalking days
sleepiness.
come back.
yeah.
I do the Yodo kind of thing, you know what I mean? I just kind of, and I can hold on to my sleep. You don't want to lose it.
See, I can't. I used to be able to. So my answer to that is 3 hours. If I have 3
That's
hours,
the worst.
I'm fine with 3 hours.
Oh, 3 hours
Oh,
is
no.
good.
I know I got at least 1, maybe 2 REM cycles left. I'm good. But if I wake up and I have to pee, I used to be because I sleep in the birthday suit. And I used to be able to just, if I gotta pee, I can just walk through the house and go because it's just my family.
Definitely could have gone to the grave without that visual.
Well, now my niece lives with us.
Yeah.
And so for the past year, I haven't been able to do that. So now anytime I wake up in the middle of the night and I have to pee, I have to put on, undergarments, which wakes me up because often I have to find some.
Where did I put my underwear?
I'm like, why isn't it right by my bed? So, yeah.
You could do the old towel wrap.
Yeah, there have been a couple times that I've made a quick jaunt to the bathroom. And I'm just like, don't be awake.
Close your eyes.
Her door's I always peek around the corner. Her door's shut. I'm good to run to the bathroom. Our floorboards, so a couple of them are creaky, so you hear like and then
All right.
So
what's the worst?
You could do a 5-gallon bucket.
You just
in the
keep
bedroom.
a 5-gallon bucket in your bedroom.
Savannah would be so mad.
She'd be asleep. She wouldn't know.
When I lived in town, our windows weren't very high. Sometimes I'd pee out our second story window.
As your neighbor comes by?
Listen, don't be walking by my house at 3 a.m.
You know what?
That's on you.
That's fair.
Yeah.
It's on you.
The side of town I lived on, that was mild.
Mild.
What's the question?
What's the worst time
Okay.
to wake up before your alarm goes off?
So like 30 minutes before.
30 minutes is no good.
Yeah.
An hour is no
anything less than an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the best.
Hour or more.
I actually love to wake up like 2 or 3 minutes before my alarm goes off. That's always like, I woke up on my own. I'm wide awake. My alarm's. I don't have to get woken up weird and groggy.
Is it 90 minutes for a whole cycle?
Yeah.
Is that what they say?
Yep.
So, yeah. I mean, anything under 90 minutes, you're screwed because you can't go back to sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
you want to do Netflix?
Let's do it.
Let's just do Netflix.
So I can talk about what doesn't count that I've been watching.
It's a long list.
Yeah, it turns out Frasier's educational in its own way. Learn about wine.
Netflix, watch these shows with us. Netflix, or maybe Hulu Plus. Netflix, watch these shows with us. Netflix, or maybe Hulu Plus. Or maybe Amazon Prime or something like that. Like
Jason,
Uber. We don't wanna put
what
a box
is your
around
Netflix
what you watch,
suggestion
so
of the week?
you never know.
My Netflix suggestion of the week is found on Amazon Prime.
Okay.
So let me set this up really quick. I had forgotten the show existed
Okay.
because when we were kids, we were not allowed to watch it. Okay. And
Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman.
that's it. Yeah. That got pretty deep.
It did.
Yeah. So anyways,
Adult themes.
well,
Sorry.
and all the voodoo stuff.
Yeah, well,
mean,
a lot of Indian, tribal, cultic.
So Glenn Beck recently purchased Archie Bunker's living room.
Oh,
The chair, the table, the living room,
that's
the whole
just
thing.
like I got too much money and I don't know what to do with
Yeah,
it.
he's preserving American history.
Okay.
And so he did a big special.
It's a tax write-off.
You know what, Glenn?
It's a
Take
tax
your
write-off.
white microphone and go home. What's with that? What's he trying
You
to
live
do?
in a loft, of all people.
It's true.
So he bought this set, and he did a whole special on what that show meant to the American culture and all this stuff. And I was watching this thing, Glenn Beck special, where he's talking about it. I'm like, you know what? I vaguely remember. I know what the show's about, but I want to go back and watch it. Mm-hmm. So I started watching season 1, episode 1.
Okay.
There are 9 seasons.
Wow.
There's a lot of seasons.
Do you know what year the first season was?
I don't. I could look. Maybe
There's
if our
only a way to
information-
find out what the
Was
first season of All in the Family was.
Was it 87?
No,
It would not have been
70s.
87. Did you know Mike Tyson's Punch-Out came out in 1987?
What?
Yeah.
We missed that on our 1987
I
special.
know.
So, anyways, All in the Family. Started watching it. What year?
97.
No.
No. Sorry. I'm dyslexic.
Jeez. 79.
No, 71.
None of those numbers line up.
71.
What year? 1971?
Yeah, 1971.
Okay.
I'm dyslexic.
19.
84.
No. Yeah.
All right. 1971.
Yep, that's the number.
That checks out. So, and it
And
was
it played for
9 seasons.
So last
Okay.
season was 1980.
It owned the 70s, that show did.
It owned the 70s.
That
It's-
and Taxi.
yeah. And so we were kids in the 80s. And so that show's on syndication.
It's
on
like you're
repeat.
familiar with it, but
know it
you weren't
exists.
really watching it.
Yeah. So I think occasionally I would see it maybe at a grandparent's house.
And we
or
didn't
some other
have
places.
streaming services back then. So
That did not exist. Yeah. What? So I started
the only
watching it,
streaming service we had was
playing swords.
peeing outside.
Yeah.
Continue.
And I'm kind of liking All in the Family.
I figured you would.
I feel like a little bit like Archie Bunker.
You do.
Yeah, I do. So when
You got an Archie Bunker vibe.
I do. I'm not as racist as he is.
If it was
You're
in the
more.
70s, you would be though.
Yeah, for sure. I would be him if I was.
If
his-
it was,
yeah.
if this was 1973, you
That-
and
that
Archie
would be-
Bunker,
Yeah, same guy.
yeah.
Yeah. So I like it a lot. It's actually very intriguing.
And
That-
his son-in-law on the show,
that was Rob Reiner.
yeah, Rob Reiner,
who's a flaming liberal
very liberal,
in real life and on the show. And so
Yeah.
that's the argument.
and that's
that-
fun.
It is fun. And so they go back and forth.
Well,
And-
back then you could, they wouldn't
Yeah.
do that today.
No,
right?
they would not do that
Who
today.
played Archie Bunker?
Archie Bunker?
Yeah, it's
Oh.
just he's Archie Bunker.
I don't know.
I don't know.
It's yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know how old he was when it started?
That's funny.
Yeah. So I looked it up.
Shut up.
Yeah. So I was
Oh,
watching. So
gosh.
listen, he
I
wears the
don't
same thing in every show.
1,000 years old is what I thought he was. How old was he?
50.
jeez.
Yeah, I know. And the problem is, I'm not far away from that.
I know.
But he looks like he's-
Frasier
Yeah, yeah.
is like 30 or something
Oh,
when the
no.
show starts, the
No.
first Frasier.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it was just messing with me. I'm like, you know what?
The Archie Bunker really hit me hard.
Mm-hmm.
Knowing that he's 50 when it started.
Have you seen this? Like, if Back to the Future happened today,
Yeah, yeah.
he'd go back to 1992. That's nuts.
It is nuts.
That probably makes me feel the oldest.
Yeah, that one's harsh.
I did the math. It checks out.
Yeah,
that's messed up.
The other one that I've said this before, but Joe Biden was born closer to the end of the Civil War than he is today.
Really?
Yes,
If that is Joe Biden.
if the guy that's wearing the
If
mask
the guy
in the White
that's
House
out there
yeah,
is
that
Joe
guy.
Biden. But the original Joe Biden
was born. Yeah.
Okay.
So I just looked up Archie Bunker because I'm not old.
Yeah.
So, so it's given this thing about who he is, and it says Carol O'Connor, the
Yeah.
Broadway and film actor who is best known for playing the bigoted Archie Bunker
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
TV's controversial sitcom.
Yeah.
Leave it alone, man.
Yeah.
It was in the 70s.
Well, I'm
It's-
good on Amazon,
Yeah.
even providing it.
It is actually. I really do like the show because I like that commentary back and forth.
Yeah.
I mean, it's left versus right,
Supposed to make you think. Hard left versus
Yes.
hard right.
and they're both wrong.
Just going at it.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Well, Archie's way more right than Rob Reiner. I
Sure.
mean, it's not even close.
It's not even close. Rob Reiner.
Yeah, but Archie, they point out some things. It's like maybe
I'll be
you shouldn't
forever
that way.
grateful to Rob Reiner, though, for The Princess Bride. So he made it happen. That's like
Okay.
his movie.
Yeah, well, I
It's-
love The Princess. Do you know that's a Christmas movie?
Okay.
When his granddad is reading
I
the
said
book.
okay.
Okay.
I mean, it's like this guy. Give it up.
Explain it to you, but okay.
What? So Kevin Arnold is
Kevin Arnold and Columbo.
Yeah.
So Columbo's reading to Kevin Arnold.
Yeah, that's how the movie starts.
And on the wall behind them, there is a Santa Claus. Looks like he made it in art class at school. Up on the wall.
Okay.
Christmas.
I listened to the audiobook called As You Wish, narrated by Carrie Ellis, and it's about the making of that movie.
Okay.
It's very interesting.
Yeah. Carol suggested I listen to something. I got to look it up, but that'll be my suggestion next week, probably.
Sure.
Wait, I have another suggestion.
All
you
right.
say yours, and I'll think of mine.
Yours.
Mine.
My Netflix suggestion of the week is found on YouTube.
But what?
And
Not TV.
it's not television. There's this guy. His name is Harmen, Harmen Hoek, Hoek. Okay, his name's Harmen Hoek. He's got these really great videos where he's hiking, and there's music, and it's like landscapes, and you see him hiking. He never says anything. He never talks to the camera.
Is someone filming him?
He obviously is setting up the cameras and like walking past. He does a great job. He's got a drone and
So he does the whole thing himself.
it all looks amazing.
Yeah.
Like he is like Iceland and Norway and
Yeah.
South Africa. He goes all around the world, and each video is about 35 minutes long. There's music behind it, and you see him silently hiking, setting up camp. He makes a little coffee. He sits there, and then he gets up, and then it's the morning, and he stretches out, and then he goes hiking again. It's about 35 minutes long. Nice ambient music in the background. Looks beautiful.
Yeah.
And it makes you just say, oh, I want to go there to that place. So anyway, his name's Harmen Hoek, and it's not really television.
No.
But I've watched
It's like a screensaver.
quite a bit of it. My other Netflix suggestion of the week, if I can be so bold and have two.
So the question is, are you watching it or it's in the background?
It's in the background, but as I'm reading, and then every once in a while I look up, I'm like, huh. And then I just kind of watch it for a little bit. So
Okay.
it's kind of hard to, it's not television.
No.
It's HBO. That was do you remember that? No. It's not TV, it's HBO. That was their thing.
No.
My other suggestion is there's this YouTube channel called Summoning Salt. And this is a guy who does documentaries about speed running old school video games.
Oh.
I think I might have sent you one because
Yeah.
he did one on Mega Man 2 that was fantastic.
Yeah.
And just to watch these guys, what they do with Mega Man 2 is phenomenal. And I know you're not going to watch it, so I'm just going to tell you what happened. So the latest one is Mike Tyson's Punch-Out.
Oh.
He's done a Mike Tyson's Punch-Out before, but he did one on the blindfolded Mike Tyson's Punch-Out.
What?
People can beat Mike Tyson's Punch-Out blindfolded.
That's crazy.
They can beat the game blindfolded.
That's crazy.
And now there's a race to see who can do it the fastest. It's insane.
Blindfolded?
Blindfolded, Jason. But
I'd like to see him do Tetris.
but this
blindfolded.
good luck. But this last one was just about how fast can you beat the game from beginning to end.
Yeah.
Okay, so you start at Glass Joe, you end at Mike Tyson. How
And
fast
is
can you
it
beat
like a clock counter or a game clock?
So when you beat each guy, it gives you the time, the knockout time.
Right.
So you use that time,
You
and
add
it's
all that
all of
time
those
up.
added up.
At a certain point,
so
it's all
not,
gonna be a tie.
It's not in between.
It's 1
second.
second.
It's been quite a run, Jason.
Yeah.
Well, no, not
It
1
can't
second.
be 0.1.
Well, it's how fast you can.
I know, but if the clock it's like a 3-minute clock, and you beat him at 29 seconds.
Yeah.
Right? Or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Well, it's not 29.1, 29.2.
No, it shows that.
Oh, does it show
Even
that?
on the game, it's like
Okay.
actually down to 2 decimal points.
Okay, so
So but it's added up. So I'm halfway through, and right now the record is like holding like under 16 minutes
Okay.
from Glass Joe to Mike Tyson. That's 16 minutes.
impressive.
It's insanity.
Yeah.
So they knock everyone out in the first round.
Yeah.
Even Mike Tyson gets knocked out in the first round, which I didn't think was possible.
Yeah.
So the reason the Summoning Salt, I've watched a lot of his videos. He does like Mario Brothers stuff. Any game that I played, if he makes one, they're like 2 hours long. It's super entertaining.
The original Mario Brothers is great.
And the speedrunning community on that they've basically maxed out on it.
Yeah.
Like they're down.
Every jump is timed perfectly.
There's just like to beat that game the traditional way. That people are always going to be looking for hacks and stuff, but just to beat it straight, it's basically like impossible. Like it's maybe 0.01 second, maybe. But so anyway, so I've watched a lot of this guy's videos, and he does a great job narrating it and talking about it. And in the middle of this video, he's talking about these 2 guys that were like going back and forth on the record. And then one guy set the record so much that everybody just stopped.
Yeah.
And he goes, and then all of a sudden, he said, no one was going for the record. Month after month, nobody was going for it. And that's when a new player came on the scene to challenge the record.
Billy Mitchell?
And he goes, and that player was me.
Oh.
And you're like, what? It's like breaking down the fourth wall. You're like, the summoning salt guy? He has his own record? So then he got the record, and then that's where I'm at right now. So I don't know what other things are possible, but they have figured it out. Like the hack, like it's just insane to watch them. As somebody who's played Mike Tyson's Punch Out and watched you played Mike Tyson's Punch Out many hours of my life. It's
0073735963.
That's the code
Directly to Mike
That's
Tyson.
how to get straight to Mike Tyson.
I still remember it from being 10 years old.
You got a little bit of Rain Man in you.
Yeah.
So, Jesse, do you have a Netflix suggestion?
I do, but real quick, I want to go back to Archie Bunker because I'm reading Wikipedia, and
You need to go home and watch it.
You would like it.
I probably would.
I think you would.
I'd probably really agree with Archie.
Yeah.
though. So, they call his son-in-law Meathead.
Meathead, yeah.
And my brother-in-law, since I met him, has called me Meathead. And I never knew why. I thought it was because I was like into football, and so I'm just a meathead.
Yeah.
And so I just texted him. I said, "Hey, did you call me Meathead because of Archie Bunker's son-in-law?" And he just texted back and said, "Yes."
Oh.
So you
I
should
said-
start calling him Archie.
I said, "He's a liberal."
Yeah.
He didn't text me back. So well, I don't know what that means. Now I'm kind of questioning our whole family dynamic.
Something you probably should have done a while ago, Jesse.
yeah.
I've met some of your family.
Yeah. But
It's a mixed bag.
so anyway, I don't know how to feel about this. But so I do
You
have
should
Netflix.
watch it. Yeah.
I will.
No,
I will.
it's Amazon Prime.
Amazon Prime. I'll
Yeah.
watch it.
Yeah.
So I do have a Netflix suggestion of the week brought to you by Netflix. It's called Outlast, and it's kind of a mix between Survivor and Lone Survivor. So they have teams. So they have 4 teams of 4 people,
It's Survivor.
and you have to.
It's like normal Survivor, but also
But, well,
sometimes a
you-
lone Survivor.
But people can switch, and so there's no like competitions. It's just how long can you last in the Alaskan wilderness in the winter with a team of 4 people. And now if you don't want to be on there anymore, you fire a flare and you leave your team.
Yeah.
So if there's a team without 4 people and you're on another team and you don't like your 3
You
people,
can switch.
You can just switch if they'll.
But you
if
don't
they'll
know what you're
accept you.
going to.
Well, they're close enough that like they actually can kind of intermingle and see each other while they're out hunting and stuff.
Yeah.
And so I ended up binging it. I watched the entire season. There's 1 season right now on Netflix. I watched
So what
it
happens
all.
if your team only has 3?
So the prize is $1 million. So you split it however many people are on
So
your
you-
team.
But
like that.
you don't maximum of 4.
Yes,
But it
max-
could be 2 guys.
It could be 2 guys. Now there is a rule: you cannot win with 1 person. You can't just win it by yourself. You have to have a teammate.
Is it all dudes?
No, there's actually several women. Now, no women won it. I'll just break
on.
that.
Come on.
But there are some women.
Not
there's
exactly
actually,
a
there was
spoiler.
actually. Listen, there was. I was very surprised on one of the teams that was doing very well. Probably their best person was a woman.
Well, who's going to
And
cook and
she
clean?
she was.
I've
killing
noticed
it.
that women are very good at foraging.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, yeah,
Hunter-gatherer.
Yeah,
They
find
gather.
the mushrooms
The
and the
hunter-
berries.
and she ended up.
Yeah.
She actually ended up having to go home because she didn't poop for
was-
like 24 days.
Oh.
And then they went and caught a bunch of salmon. And she ate a bunch, and then it got blocked up, so she had to go. But it was really good because it was legit survivalist stuff. They didn't
Yeah.
have competitions, but it's just like, all right, who can outlast? And then there are like no rules. There are really no rules. So there's
Eye
being some
gouging.
sabotage,
Yeah.
and it was pretty.
I
it was
just
pretty
assumed
cool.
she had to go home because her monthly visitor was attracting bears.
Well,
yeah.
and there
They
are
say
a
that
lot
happens.
of bears.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what they say.
yeah.
That at a certain time of the month, the woman shouldn't go hiking in the wilderness. That's what they say.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about it. Preston, do you have a Netflix suggestion?
Brokeback Mountain.
Jesse,
Yep, that's it.
Jesse was
Brokeback
so proud of that joke.
He's been sitting on it the whole show.
I hate you.
What's,
sometimes.
what's your suggestion?
So it's on YouTube, but I've been watching a lot of people do like emulations, setting up emulations.
Nobody knows
Explain
what
that. I don't
is.
know what you're
So
saying.
emulation, it's software where you can like download
yeah,
games
yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff
yeah,
like that.
yeah.
I've been watching like a lot of tutorials on how to
I
do that.
still don't know what it is.
It's
So-
an emulator.
Yeah, it's an emulator.
Emulator.
Yeah,
So you can.
like illegally
man.
download
I-
games and
You
play them
should
on your
just said
computer.
Brokeback Mountain, man. That'd have been better.
So do you know how to do that?
Yeah,
So can you figure out a way for me to play Jaws on the Nintendo
sure.
from my Xbox? Is that possible?
I don't know about your Xbox, but I can probably do it on your Mac.
On my Mac?
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be great. We'll talk afterwards. Jesse, do you have a strong opinion?
Do I get my song?
I know.
Eventually, yeah.
We're working on it.
There's lots of stuff happening.
We got a whole team working on it.
Just as a butthole the end. That's the end of the song.
Nope. Okay.
Okay.
That's a show. Jason,
I had
anything
a
else
thing.
before
I
we
had
go?
a thing.
Oh, I know. And I said we were definitely going to get to it, and then we didn't.
I could do it really, really quick.
Well, if it's
gotta
that
wait.
good.
Do it quick,
good.
man. Do it
No.
quick. You'll forget by next week.
My
I have
phone
it
just
written
died.
down.
Even at grayscale.
What?
Eventually it dies. That's pretty much a show.
Listen, we're going to do Ambient World Lauer Road with
Here's
this
the thing,
music.
though. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
Go to, and this is for real, we joke a lot about sponsors, which
Yeah.
in hindsight, I don't think we would have done.
We shouldn't have.
It made it seem not real.
Yeah.
And so then when we have a real sponsor, boy, who cried wolf. But
Go to mattress.com.
see, you're doing it.
Our pillows aren't lumpy.
Seriously though, go to daffydown.com
Yeah.
and go to the promo code, enter Lauer Road Radio, and you'll get 15% off.
That's a huge savings.
This is we have now called this the Daffy Down Studios.
Yeah.
Because we are sponsored by Daffy Down
Yeah.
Industries. So go to daffydown.com, enter Lauer Road Radio in the promo. They have shirts and hats and
They got a
stuff.
sick shirt, and it's a duck that's wearing like pit viper glasses and has a mullet and stuff. It's really cool.
Get the mullet. I
Mullet duck.
suggest you to get the mullet duck
Yeah.
shirt.
And wear it to church.
You will wear it to church. Yeah. Wear it to a barbecue. Wear it to a wedding. Wherever you want to wear it.
Funeral.
It works in many places.
I want to be buried in one.
So
There you go.
anyway, seriously though, do that. Not the funeral thing. That's bad taste. Cross the line there, buddy. This is
You
Dan.
get 20% off for a funeral.
Yeah, if you say Lauer Radio hashtag it's for funeral,
It's 20%
it's
off.
20% off.
But the thing is real sponsor.
It is daffydown.com.
Yes, 100%.
It is 100%. I worked. I was like Donald Trump making deals today.
Yeah.
And I was like 15%. And he was like 5%. I was like 20%. And he was like 10%. I was like 25%. And he was like 15%. I was like, gotcha. So, all right. Anyway, this is Dan signing off for Jason, reminding you to always keep your stick on the ice and never wear the blue sweats.
Sit, boo, sit. Good dog.
I have spoken.
Good night, Lauer Patch Kids, and especially you, Mrs. Walker.
Mrs. Walker is on the Spaces on X. She's great.
Great. Awesome.
But although she's voting for DeSantis, so
That's better.
I get weird vibes from him.
I don't like. He smiles weird.
I'm upset they
I
took
like the way he
vape.
stands.
He's also an atheist.
Really?
Oh no, Mrs. Walker is not. Ron DeSantis.
Mrs. Walker's an atheist?
Yeah, but we're working on her.
Okay.
She's more agnostic than atheist.
I can deal with that.